Hi everyone, this is Erica from Confessions of a Homeschooler, and today I have another fun unit study to show you. It's one of my Lapbook literature units, and this one is on the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And like the rest of them, we're going to be using the Classic Starts version of Tom Sawyer, and this is a great story. It's great for little boys, but actually my daughters have also enjoyed this as well. So if you're interested in seeing our Lapbook for that, just stick around and we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with a close-up of our Lapbook, and again it's with the Classic Starts version, and it's the Adventures of Tom Sawyer as retold from the Mark Twain original. And here's the Lapbook. As you can see, it has a cute, fun cover for your students to color. And then inside, each one of these mini books has comprehension questions that go along with whatever chapter they've just read. And so this one has this flap up insert, kind of like my other ones, as you can see, and I'll link a video on how to put this together below, but it's really simple. All this is just one sheet of this folder cut off and then just attached with some packing tape on top. So as you can see, there's some cute little mini books in here that they'll fill. So for your child, they'll read one of the chapters and then they'll cut out and color the mini book and then open it up and answer whatever questions are indicated on the sheet inside. And then that way you can tell if they have understood what they've read and been paying attention and that kind of good stuff. So then if you close it back up and flip it over, on the back side has all of the reports that also come with the unit. So there's a prediction worksheet based where your student's going to fill out information based on the cover of the book about just looking at the image, what they think is going to take place in the book and what it's going to be about, how it might end, and then a spot for them to draw their own cover. Another one I like to have them do is the Timeline Worksheet, and these are basically just a storyboard, and I let them do this on their own. Whenever they feel like there's been a significant event or occurrence in the story, they can either write it in one of the boxes or they can draw like an illustration of it, and then they just do that for each time they find something that happens in the story they want to make note of. And so you can make as many copies of this page as you want. It kind of depends on your child. There's no strict guidelines for this. They just fill it out as they're reading through. So the rest of the reports are similar to the ones that are in my other units. So they're going to fill out a little information about the protagonist and antagonist of the story, what the issue is, and there's also a room for them to draw an illustration there. They're going to fill out a report on the setting, the main plot, the main characters, and so far what their favorite thing is about the story. And they'll do this a little bit later on in their reading so they have a good grasp of what's going on. And then finally, they all come with a book report where they're going to list the author, the illustrator, a short summary of the story, and then their report on it. They're basically their opinions on the story. And then here's a spot for them to draw an illustration as well. And then a lot of them come with child appropriate DVDs you can rent, and so I created, thanks to the suggestion of one of my readers, a book versus movie worksheet where they can actually compare the movie version versus the book version and what they liked better and how the characters matched up to the ones in their imagination and just the differences and similarities. So that's it, and then we just store all of these in the back pocket here on our Lapbook, and this is again just a half sheet of one of these file folders cut off and then just taped on all three sides. And you want to tape it because that way you get the full width of the pocket in here and your reports fit a lot better because they are full-size sheet reports. And then I just quickly wanted to mention that all of them come with instructions also on how to create the Lapbook for the unit. So there's pictures and detailed kind of instructions so that you're not having to look it up on the video, although I do have a video of it, but it's in the instruction sheet for you. And then they also come with a activity guide. And here's a close-up version of the activity guide. It's basically a teacher's manual for you, and it tells you what you need to do, how to prepare, what you need to do prior to reading, how to use that timeline I showed you, and then for every chapter they read, they tell you which mini book to do, and then there's, since this one's the first one, it has you do the cover, cut out the cover and put it on and color it and all that. And then you're going to do the chapter 1 mini book. And then inside on the student sheet, it has these questions for them. And on yours, it has the questions, but it also has the answers so that if you haven't read the story, you can at least quickly check your child's work to make sure that it matches with what should be happening in the story. So that way you can make sure they're comprehending what they have read. It just makes it easier for you to assign out the chapters without having to read the book yourself and stay ahead of your child in that manner. So So that's our unit study on Tom Sawyer, and as always, if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me at erica@confessionsofahomeschooler.com, or you can visit my website at www.confessionsofahomeschooler.com. And I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time with a new unit study.